We got to Asheville today, or we were on our way to Asheville, and the 2 RV parks that we've done research on, I called to see if they had availability. They don't. So our fingers are really crossed, because if not, we don't have a backup plan. We're on backup plan 3. There is no further backup plans.
So we're having this problem with the generator to where it just shuts down. So I'm just gonna sit in here and drink my coffee, and hopefully it doesn't shut down again. I'm gonna get the fire started because we're planning on cooking dinner outside. The menu tonight is gonna be shrimp scampi and Brussels sprouts. And we're gonna do that in a cast iron skillet over the fire. This is a shakedown test. It started raining here in Cherokee, North Carolina, and when we were leaving, one of our wiper blades decided to literally fall apart. We had to stop at Napa and get a new one, so I'm changing it in the middle of the parking lot. But I'm surrounded by beautiful mountains and fall leaves, so I'm not mad. But yeah, this will be nice, because it's supposed to rain, I think, for the rest of our drive to Asheville. So this is definitely going to be a must-have.
So, in true fashion for us, even though we said this in the exact last video, we just don't make reservations. We do that for a number of reasons. One, because sometimes you don't get to your destination, then you can lose money, and it kind of takes away from the spontaneity of traveling. We've already changed our plans a ton just on this trip. But this is when it kind of stinks, is we got to Asheville today, or we were on our way to Asheville, and the 2 RV parks that we've done research on, I called to see if they had availability. They don't. So now we are at Lake Powhatan.
Powhatan or Powhatan? It might be
Powhatan. Something like that. We're at Lake Powhatan, which is like 25 minutes away from downtown Asheville. So it's not far. It's a state park. It's supposed to be beautiful. They have full hookups for a pretty reasonable price for being so close to the city. And they have some first come, first serve spots that look like, at least online, they're available. So we got our like registration package. We're kind of just going to drive around praying that at 5 o'clock on a Thursday, there's some spots available.
Well, didn't you say you can see it on?
Yeah, so there's a few first come first serve spots that show are for reserved for tonight and tomorrow. So I'm thinking if there's open first come first serve spots on the website, then hopefully there's open first come first serve spots here, but they might just not have updated it. So our fingers are really crossed, because if not, we don't have a backup plan. We're on backup plan 3. There is no further backup plans.
Yeah, there is.
Walmart?
We'll sleep on the side of the road.
Sleep on the side of the road. Okay. Not ideal in tonight's cold weather. It's going to be like a low of 30. So, okay. Let's go. Let's go drive. It says to drive the Big John or Lakeside loops and select your site. 42 are booked.
It says open, but somebody's there.
No. Oh! I think we are SOL. Unless this is a spot. Open!
Somebody's in it.
What?
What does it say?
No! Open up to 2 nights, $62. Whoa.
This is a pull through. Giant pull through. That's why.
I think that's it. We're done.
I thought you said Big John.
We can go to Big John and see. Is reserved. What is this one? Open? Let's see. Starts right up. Oh. Hold it longer, maybe this time.
Okay. Started up. So we're having this problem with the generator to where if it doesn't have a load on it, or sometimes if it does have a load on it, it just shuts down by itself, which is kind of annoying. The generator has an idle speed like everything else, but you can't exactly look at it like the RPMs on your car. You have to plug in a tool like a Kilowatt EZ that can actually read the hertz that the motor is putting out. So all generators should be set to around 62 hertz, I think within a degree up or down at idle speed with no load, meaning that there's nothing inside of the RV that is running as far as appliances go. When ours just shut down, I didn't get video of it, of course, because I wasn't ready for this, but it was at 66.9 hertz. All Onans have a fail-safe that shut it down at anything above 65 hertz. So basically, that's telling me that I need to adjust the idle speed or adjust the governor to bring the idle speed down on the generator itself. I had a suspicion that this needed to happen before we left Florida, but I was hoping that maybe it was because the generator hadn't been ran in a long time. That was kind of stupid, and I should have diagnosed it because there's no gas running through our propane generator for anything to gum up inside of the carburetor. So there should be no maintenance to be had on this thing. But that's what I gotta go do right now. So let's do it. Well, I was able to make coffee. I don't know if I fixed it 100%, so I'm just gonna sit in here and drink my coffee. And hopefully it doesn't shut down again. We're having to move spots because we want to stay 2 more nights, but the spot that we were in is only available for 1 more night. And we were just having a little discussion about how if we were doing this in the 5th wheel, this
we
would
wouldn't
be
be doing
a
this
night. We wouldn't. Well,
I
no,
guess
we
we
would
have
be
to.
doing this in the 5th wheel because we would have to. But the difference is, this is so much better of an experience because we're so much smaller.
It is so easy to just drive the loops. We've been able to just back up if we need to check another spot again or whatever we need to do. It's like literally 2 seconds to park, hook up, unhook. It's awesome.
We even backed into one of the reservable sites that we couldn't use to get water. And that was super quick too. Like we put 3/4 of a tank of water in like 5 minutes.
Not even 5 minutes.
Whereas if we were trying to fill that, what was it, 119 gallons? No, it was 136 gallons. Even if we wanted to put a 1/4 tank in, it would take like 20 minutes.
Yeah. It's just so much easier. Okay.
All right.
Go drop
it. So,
we're not going to be getting an electric site. Unfortunately, they're just all taken. There might be a possibility we could get an electric site tomorrow, but we'll just turn the generator on. It's allowed. Yeah. It's just inconvenient, especially if I want to do work on the computer. Like if I need to edit, I have to turn the generator on just to charge the computer. So that's kind of a downside, but...
I mean, it's a downside, but it's also... That's the whole reason we want to do the off-grid thing, and unfortunately we couldn't get that done before we left. So this trip is working out exactly how it should. It's not perfect.
Testing it out.
But, right, it's, yeah.
All right, let's go park.
Yeah, girl, hikey time.
I'm excited. We haven't been outdoors in a very long time like this, and then the weather is beautiful. It gets really cold at night, but in the daytime when the sun's out, it's like perfect. So this should be nice. We're gonna take a walk around Lake
Powhatan.
Powhatan. Dennis has got it down. We're gonna take a walk around Lake Powhatan, which will lead to like a much larger system of trails. So I think we'll have a nice hike ahead of us. I've learned now you bring layer. So we have lots of water, we have snacks, we have extra layer of pants, my gloves, and my ear warmers, just in case.
Yeah, Liz's body does not like the cold weather at all. That's nice. What do you think? Having fun yet?
Mm-hmm. I'm outside, so yes.
You're outside and you're not freezing?
Yeah, it's so pretty.
Those look like a painting. I mean, I know the color's not super vibrant, but it's very nice. Sure. Yeah. Wow, look at that. Beautiful. Like the reflection. We have not been hiking in a long time, and feel pretty good though.
Yeah.
But then again, we're not really like doing elevations here. We're hiking the Carolina Mountain Trail inside of the Arboretum. And I don't know if it's Arboretum or Arboretum. Near Lake Powhatan, we actually, if you hike in instead of driving to the Arboretum, it's actually free, which we highly recommend. These trails aren't super long. I think the entire Bent Creek loop that will take you from our campground to the Arboretum is only 3.65 miles, so less than 4 miles. Very easy to do, not super steep, very, very nice. So highly recommended and free. Heck yeah.
How do they stay so small? It's like a little mini forest.
Yeah. Well, it looks like a giant tree. I would like to know how long they've been growing, because it's all about how you groom them. So it takes a lot of effort to take care of them in a way that they will still grow and flower and do all that kind of stuff.
We had never heard of the Arboretum, but it is absolutely beautiful. It would be such a great place to come spend an afternoon or even an evening, because right now they have it decorated for Christmas and it is beautiful. There's chandeliers and Christmas lights everywhere. There's like glowing balls and all these different sections you can walk through that are just gorgeous. And we still have a little taste of fall, so when you look off out into the mountains, you can still see little pops of color. It is definitely worth a hike in for free, or if you want to come and park, it's worth paying the parking fee because it's really cool here.
The hike back from the gardens was really cool because we ended up seeing 2 black bear cubs on our way back right next to the river. They were just off the trail, like maybe 10 feet. Now we're back at the campground and I'm gonna get the fire started because we're planning on cooking dinner outside. Menu tonight is gonna be shrimp scampi and Brussels sprouts. And we're gonna do that in a cast iron skillet over the fire.
This is so good. It was a really easy recipe. Pretty much it's butter, olive oil, garlic, Brussels sprouts, a little bit of thyme, rosemary, and then of course the shrimp. And we added some lemon on top right before we were finished, and it's so flavorful. You can kind of taste the fire with it. Really easy campfire meal. You could do this in tin foil as well if you didn't have a cast iron. If you ever wanted to try camping and cooking over a fire, this is a great recipe to try out. We are officially leaving Asheville today. We had a blast at this campground. It was like a really great camping experience.
Yeah, like first like park style camping experience.
We made fire, even cooked by the fire. We got to see 2 black bears. We went on a hike, and we got to, of course, explore Asheville. So this was a really, really great spot.
Far enough outside of the city of Asheville, and then the experimental forest and the botanical gardens are surrounding the entire campground. So you're in the woods for sure.
And this is also close to the Biltmore estate, so if you do want to go to Biltmore, we've been there before. We actually got engaged there. So we didn't decide, didn't want to go there this time, but it is absolutely breathtaking. It definitely should be something on your list of things to do in Asheville if you've never been. We're heading into Blue Ridge today, right?
So that should be fun. There's more breweries and all kinds of stuff to explore, and we won't be dry camping.
Oh yeah, that'll be nice.
So it will be nice.
Yeah.
That'll be a treat.
Especially because it may snow tomorrow. So we have a lot of surprises in store for not only you, but
for
also us.
Yep.
So we'll see you in Blue Ridge.
Thanks for camping with us. The hike back from the Arboretum.
I think she also said Arboretum. Really. So I'm glad we're redoing this.
Arboretum.
I think it is Arboretum.
Arboretum?
Just say the butcher.
Lake Powhatan.
Yeah, Lake
Powhatan.
Powhatan.
That's what we're gonna name this video.
Bridge
Liz crosses bridges.
Really riveting stuff.
I think so. And back to more Liz crossing bridges.